JD talking sports. Super Bowl is over. Football is over. Over. You know what? Chase Daniel posted something today, and it was something that stuck with me. The Chiefs, I think I read it in The Athletic, how their training camp, he makes the guys go to a college. The college escapes me, but they go through every single scenario. And back in training camp, they talked about overtime, the Super Bowl going to overtime. Like they discuss specific things. And this team is prepared for every single situation. Every single situation. I was talking to Carol today. You know, when he got the ball, and there's all this analytics that they should have, that San Francisco should have kicked it off instead of taking the ball. And analytics, it doesn't matter. It matters if you get the ball first. Field goals don't win Super Bowls. Touchdowns do. They got a field goal on a great blitz on 3rd and 5. Spagnuolo just is a fantastic defensive coordinator where he took like a stutter step before he came in for the blitz. What was it? He came in for the blitz on 3rd and 5 and altered the pass, which was it McDuffie? Who was the DB? DB escapes my the 3rd and 5 play. Who did that? Does Josh remember who did the 3rd and 5 play? Was it McDuffie? I know I'm butchering his name, but he came in and he actually did a step back, and that, you know, the offensive line and the quarterback don't know if who's blitzing, when they're blitzing, and he just has this intricate defense where he just aligns guys. And this was a team, KC. Yeah, you know, yeah, but you know who I'm talking about. You know, I'm going to look up his name right now because that's going to bother me. And, you know, things, you know. All right, and I couldn't get to let me see right here. Okay, Chiefs defense. It wasn't, McDuffie, Trent McDuffie. He kind of did a stutter where he stepped back. Mina Kimes said that, and then he went in for the blitz. And, you know, the drive was over, and they called McDuffie on, I think it was McDuffie. He got Jennings, I think, around the waist, and they called a holding on a 3rd down, and that kept the drive going. But that was a huge play on 3rd down. And they get the ball back, and you know that every time, 3rd1, 4th and 1, whatever it is, you have Mahomes is like, I'll just take it. I'll just do what I have to do. You had Kelsey, who I know a lot of people with the pushing of his coach, and A.J. Brown said, I'd be out of the league if that happened with me. Yes, listen, I am hot-headed. I get pissed off like that. I probably would have done something like that. And, you know, they laughed about it, and, you know, it was the heat of the battle. Kelsey felt he should have been in on the Pacheco fumble in the red zone. He felt he should have been in that play. He was pissed off. He wasn't having a good half. He had 1 catch for 1 yard on 1 target. Second half, 8 catches, 92 yards. Had a huge catch, had 2 huge catches on one on the overtime drive. He had some huge plays, and, you know, you just saw the guys, like they were prepared for this. They'd been talking about this since training camp. Andy Reid had the guys prepared for that's what I read about the article, every single situation. And they are now the first team to repeat since people put in 2003, 2004, 2005 Pats. 19 years. And nobody has ever three-peated. And they're going to try to three-peat. And in 6 years, he's been to he's been to 4 Super Bowls. He's won 3. He's won 2 MVPs. He's won 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and he's got 3 rings. And the worst, they've made it to the AFC Championship game every goddamn year, and they're already anointing him as the greatest quarterback ever. Like, you know, he should be in the Hall of Fame with just these stats. And he goes, guys, I'm 28. I did this all before 28. Why are we rushing? You know, I still have a lot to prove. And he goes, I have to get better next year. You got to get better every single year. And to you know what someone put? You take Mahomes 3 Super Bowl rings. You take Montana's 4. That's 7. And last time I checked, 3 doesn't equal 7. And I feel like we're just putting down, you know, all the people like, forget about Brady. Oh, Brady. You know, you talk about Brady got 7 rings. 6 in a dynasty. Went to 9 Super Bowls with a team. 9 Super Bowls. Then goes to Tampa Bay and wins another one. 7-3 in Super Bowls. And we're comparing Mahomes. Yes, if he keeps this up, God bless him. But 7 is 7. I'm sorry. Like Jordan's 6-0 in finals. You can't compete with. Hey, guys went 5, whatever, and LeBron went to 10 straight NBA. Great. What did he win? 4, 4 and 6. I don't give a shit. 6-0 looks great. 7-3. You're never going to take that away from Brady, and I think we got to slow our roll on that front and take it down 85 notches. Because yes, Mahomes is a much more athletic quarterback. They're totally different quarterbacks, and they're ripping. The ripping Aikman had a tweet where he says, call me when he's got 33% of my rings. That was back in 2019. Now he's got the same amount of rings, more touchdown passes in less games than Aikman in his career. Great. You know what? I hate to tell you, Aikman would have won more rings if Jerry Jones' ego hadn't gotten in the way. They won 3, in 4 years, and they should have won more. And if Johnson would have let it, they could have won at least 4, maybe 5 goddamn championships in a row. That team was that fucking good. So cut the shit, man. Let's enjoy it. Mahomes is a generational talent, and the Niners are favored next season. Are you fucking kidding me? I gotta ask Niner fans. Like one of the guys, Company Jace, I forget his name. He is a huge Niners fan. So is Jamel Hill, huge Niners fan. Do you think Kyle Shanahan is the guy? Because now in 3 Super Bowls that he's coached and been an offensive coordinator, they have blown 10-point leads in the second half. 10-point leads in the second half. Is he the guy? Is he the guy to take you to the championship? Brock Purdy blamed himself. Brock Purdy, you did nothing wrong. Sure, you know what? Maybe you didn't make the same place, but you're going against Patrick Mahomes. What do you expect? I thought he played well enough. Angelo is. I'd love to get Angelo on this show, and my buddy Damien. Damien hasn't got back to me, but I would love to get Damien on and talk about the Niners and ask what worked, what didn't. Well, listen, they were blowing them out, beating them the whole first half. Where they had 2 sacks in the first half. Chase Young, who there were rumors that he was lack of effort, they were going to bench him. Kadarius Toney didn't see the field, so I guess the greatest wide receiver ever for them didn't do shit. So Chase Young had a sack. They were getting pressure in the first half. But in all that, they were only up 10-3. McCaffrey had a fumble. They had a interception of Mahomes, his first after 217 playoff pass attempts, the third most ever. I mean, and a bad pass overthrew. I guess he thought Kelsey was open. And they go 3 and out in that series. That's a bad thing. Then that punt, they're up 10. What was it? 10-6 at the time. 10-6. Yeah, it was 10-6. And they said that the hold by the punter, by the KC punter on that, I have all my cards, but I'm riffing right now, so I don't want to. That Tommy Townsend made a phenomenal catch of the ball. It was a bad snap, and his getting the hand down made it a 57-yard field goal, which made it 10-6. So they're down 10-6, and momentum's. But then the punt return hits off one of the players, and Ray McLeod. I don't know what Michigan was like, just dive on the ball. He tried to catch it and run with it. They get a touchdown the next play. It's now 13-10. And and then they go down for a touchdown. So Juwan Jennings, who throws a touchdown pass to CMC on a beautiful play, and Boomer Esiason said there was a legal man downfield, the center for the Niners, which, first of all, he wasn't on a backwards pass. You can't be illegally down the field. And he didn't block anybody in the play, so there was no play. And no one else on CBS brought it up. No one else brought it up like it never happened, because I saw Clarence Hill put it up, and I kept looking for stuff on it. Well, it was not an illegal man downfield because it was a backwards pass. It was a phenomenal play, and they were talking how great, Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk. That's one. Brandon Ayuk and the receivers for. The receivers for the Niners. Listen to this. Okay. Brandon Ayuk, they combined for, okay. McCaffrey had 160 yards of total offense, and his 3.6 yards per carry was his worst this season, they said. But he still had 160 yards. But you talk about McCaffrey being this, Shanahan being this offensive genius. Well, Brandon Ayuk had 3 for 49. Debo had 3 for 33. And George Kittle, after a terrible NFC Championship game, he had 2 catches for 4 yards, but he had 1 4th and 3 in the red zone. I thought that was a ballsy play by Shanahan, where they got the first down, then they got the touchdown to Jennings. That was the ballsiest play. But you have your 3 best receivers. Samuel goes out with a hamstring injury, comes back in and has some plays, but your 3 best guys combined for 8